In late December, I traveled to Florida to meet major cruise lines to discuss items of mutual interest. Over a two-day period, meetings were held with the presidents, vice presidents, and executive officers of the 6 cruise lines. The purpose of these meetings were fourfold. First and foremost, it was important that I, along with the permanent secretary, be introduced to the executive branch of the cruise lines. Secondly, I was particularly interested in their feedback with respect to the past cruise season. On that note, I wish to make it clear that we have also been meeting with all persons who have a part to play here in Bermuda with respect to making this upcoming season an excellent one. Thirdly, we needed to know from the executives of the cruise lines what they thought we could do better. And lastly, but by no means least, we were again exploring the possibility of finding a smaller ship for St. George's and/or Hamilton. The general consensus amongst the executives was that the season went well, with the exception of some transportation issues from time to time, especially during the first part of the season. The 2 major partners, Norwegian Cruise Lines and Royal Caribbean Cruise Limited, which currently have long-term contracts, stand ready to assist with transportation, whether it be on land or via sea. This is an avenue that we will continue to explore. Almost all cruise lines recounted the recurring theme of onboard revenue. Bermuda is one of the few ports in the world where ships routinely have multiple night stays, and currently the requirement is that the casinos and shops must remain closed while the ships are in port. This has a huge effect on onboard revenue. With this in mind, it has been made clear that the onboard revenue is achieved mainly through their casinos and shops. There was discussion on whether or not this policy could be changed. I discussed the possibility of opening the casinos. The possibility of opening casinos in port is an option that I will explore with my cabinet colleagues. If the casinos were allowed to open while the ship is in port, some lines would consider coming a day earlier or even leaving a day later, thus staying in Bermuda for an additional night. Either of these options would increase Bermuda's revenue as well as that of the ship. Please note that at this juncture, I have not talked of opening the shops whilst in port, but the option could possibly be on the table sometime in the not-too-distant future, as there is always the complaint from the passengers that neither the shops in Hamilton or St. George's are open on Sundays. I trust that our shops will consider Sunday afternoon opening while ships are in port. On the question of smaller ships, this becomes an almost impossible task. Those lines that have the smaller ships have them deployed elsewhere and will not move them as they are not as profitable on this side of the world. The one possibility remains the MSC Lyrica, and to that end, both the Ministry of Transport and MSC wish to revisit the Lyrica and conduct another simulation exercise in early 2012. Our meeting with the cruise ships lines proved to be very productive. It remains clear that Bermuda remains a popular cruise destination and a quality cruise experience for the guests. Finally, I should point out that the 2012 cruise ship season is projected to be one of our best ever, with an anticipated revenue of between $80 and $85 million. I anticipate and will work to make sure that the 2012 season is one of our best ever. Thank you.
Minister, if the casinos were able to stay open when in port, does that require a change to the law? Could you just explain what that would mean?
Yes, we'll have to take a bill to Parliament to have a change.
Is it a specific act that would need to be changed, or would it be a new act, a new act? Or?
I would think it would be a new act or an amendment to the president. I'm not sure, but we are working on that.
You say that 2012 is going to be our best ever, $85 million in revenue. Are there any plans in place so that the passengers coming off these cruise ships will not experience the inconvenience that they've experienced in the past?
I can tell you, Brother Red, we are working very hard to make sure that the let's call mishaps that occurred in 2011 will not reoccur in 2012. With the introduction of the taxi authority, in fact, they're meeting presently. We want to have that under control. And as far as, for example, if we got 2,000 ships, 2,000 visitors coming in, we want to have enough seats up there to move them around with better management on ground. As far as traffic officers, I think the taxi dispatch companies are even talking about even having a dispatch person up there. So I think that we'll be better organized to accommodate that.
I just come off a cruise, the largest cruise ship in the world, and we went to the reports like St. Thomas, St. Kitts, St. Martin. Not a glitch. What is it that we're not doing that better?
I'm one of those folks that don't like to go backwards. I would like to think positive, and for 2012, I hope we will not have those glitches. And I'm pretty confident that we'll be okay.